is asymmetric synthesis part 4. Okay, so in this asymmetric synthesis part 4, I'll be dealing with the topic aldol, asymmetric aldol condensation. In the asymmetric aldol condensation, in general, you know that what is an aldol reaction. When the two molecules of an aldehyde or the ketone reacts in the presence of the base to give an aldol as a product. So here, in the presence of an asymmetric aldol condensation, means there should be a generation of your chiral atoms. Okay, so you are taking the two molecules of an aldehyde. You know the mechanism of an aldol condensation. What happens here is, first there will be a generation of an carbanion from the methyl group, and then that carbanion will go and attack, and there will be a generation of O minus, and there is a formation of one bond over here, generating you as your aldol as your product. Okay, so moving on to next reaction. In this, again you are taking the two molecules of an aldehyde, and in presence of the base you are generating an aldehyde. Okay, so here also, if you will see, there is generation of the two of the chiral atoms. Okay, so here we are showing you in the form like 2 to the power n. N will represent the number of the chiral atoms present in that molecule. Okay, present in that respective product. So here, if you will come to the product, here you can see there are two chiral atoms which are generated. Okay, so 2 to the power n, where n is equals to 2, that is 2 2s are 4. Okay, and then moving on to next action. Again you are taking one molecule of an aldehyde and one more molecule of your ketone. Okay, in presence of the base, again if you will do the reaction, there is a generation of 3 molecules of your chiral atoms. 3 chiral atoms are generated, that is your 2 cube is your 8. Okay, and then moving on to this reaction, if you are taking an achiral aldehyde and if you are treating it with the enolate, a chiral enolate, at that time what happens, in presence of LDA, again you are getting your aldehyde with the generation of your 2 chiral atoms. Okay, and then moving on to mechanism. So in this mechanism, there are 2 steps. First step, if you will see here, so in the first step you are taking the molecule R. This is your CH3. If you will replace this R with an H group, it is your CH3CO R dash. Again, if you will, in general, if I have to say, it is a ketone, and then if you will treat it with the LDA. Okay, so what happens, the hydrogen atoms gets abstracted, that is the hydride shift which is taking place with the generation of your carbanion. Once the carbanion is generated, there is the resonance stabilization, like you can write the canonical forms. Okay, so what happens here, the minus charge will shift, make a bond, and then this bond shifts, make it as a negative charge, so you will get one trans product. Again what happens, when this will shift, at that time again you can get this cis product as well. Okay, so in the second step, what you are going to do is, you can see which is your C phase and re phase. So re phase is your clockwise direction. Re phase is nothing but the molecule which can be viewed through your clockwise direction is your re phase. The molecule which is viewed through anti-clockwise direction is your C phase. Okay, so you are taking an aldehyde over here, and then and that is your C phase. Okay, so you are viewing it as your anti-clockwise direction. You are viewing this molecule as an anti-clockwise direction, and you are taking the enolate. Okay, so here you are taking the trans enolate, and then if you will take the trans enolate, what happens here is that is your E enolate. Okay, you can take either an E enolate or Z enolate. So you are taking the E enolate over here. So this charge shifts over here. This bond will go and attack to the carbonyl carbon of your aldehydic C phase. Okay, you have to say it as an aldehydic C phase. So when this bond shifts over here, make it as a bond, and then this bond goes, it will make it as the O minus. So there is a generation of one transition state. This, remember that this is your Zimmermann-Traxler model. Okay, whenever you see a system like this, that is known as a Zimmermann-Traxler model. Okay, so what happens here is, if you will see here, it is a formation of the metal complex over here. Okay, the O minus in this O minus will form the metal complex between the metal. Okay, these two oxygen atom will form one complex between the metal atom M plus. Okay, and then what happens here is, there is a shifting of this bond over here. The shift of this bond shifts over here, this bond shifts, and then this bond shifts. In general, if you will not show in the transition state also, so if you will see here itself, you will get to know the product over here. Okay, what happens here is, this minus charge will shift, make it as a double bond. Okay, so you can see it over here, and this bond shifts, make it as a one bond. Okay, so you can see that bond over here. This R, they are taking it as the methyl group. Okay, this R can be represented it as the Me, that is your methyl. So it is showing here also. Okay, and then moving on to next, this bond shifts, make it as the O minus. Okay, and after that what happens here is, there is a hydrolysis which is taking place, protonation. O minus will abstract the proton, and there is a generation of your OH. Okay, and then moving on to next reaction, whenever the R dash group is bulkier. Okay, in this, if you will speak about here, this is your Z enolate and this is your E enolate, and both you are taking the aldehyde group, and you are showing what are the possibilities of the product. Okay, so if you will see here, whenever the R dash group in the enolate ion is bulkier, at that time you have to take the cis enolate and you have to treat it with an aldehyde. You will get back your Z enolate as your product. And then if the R dash group is small, then that is your trans enolate. Okay, this is your trans enolate. At that time what happens, there is a generation of your anti product. Anti-E enolate products will be obtained. Okay, so if you will see here, you are taking an aldehyde, and if you are taking an Z enolate, that is your cis enolate, remember this has to face each other, enolate, okay, with the R group. And then what happens, this bond shifts over here, this bond will go, make it as a new bond, and this bond moves, it will make it as a O minus, and there is abstraction of the proton. Upon protonation, you will get back your this product, cis product. And then if you will see here, again you are taking the aldehyde. On treatment with the E enolate, what happens here, this minus charge will shift, this bond will make a new bond with the carbonyl compound, and then there is a shifting of carbon and oxygen, one of the bond over here, resulting you in the trans product. Okay, moving on to next slide. Here there is a step 3. Okay, in the step 3 again you are taking one enolate and then you are treating it with an aldehyde. First step is, there is a generation of one transition state. After the generation of the transition state, what happens here is, this bond shifts here, and then this bond will shift, and then this bond will shift over here by the generation of your OH over here. Okay, and then again if you will see here, there is a generation of your trans product. Okay, so this can also be written it as like this. Alright, and then in the next slide, in the before reaction which I have taken the aldehyde and an enolate, that aldehyde and enolate was an achiral atom that has been generated with the chiral product. Okay, so moving on to next reaction, that is the addition of an allyl metal and the allyl boron compound. So if you will take any of the allyl metal complex or the allyl boron compounds, that will react with the carbonyl compound such as an aldehyde or a ketone, that aldehydic C phase, aldehyde compound of the C phase or the aldehyde compound of the Re phase. Okay, so that reaction, how it will takes place, it is very similar to the aldol reaction which you have studied earlier. So here what we are telling is that if you have seen in the earlier slide, the oxygen metal bond is formed of the enolate was been here, it has been replaced by the boron atom, that is your carbon and the boron or carbon and the metal bond is formed. Okay, this can be this will act as a potential leaving group, active leaving group, it will act as an active leaving group. Once it will make it as the transition state, that time this group gets cleaved out. Okay, so here you are taking the C phase aldehyde, right? So remember, whenever there is a C phase, it is an anti-clockwise view of your aldehyde molecule. Okay, so the aldehyde, so what happens here, this alkene bond will go and attack to the carbonyl compound. This bond shifts, make it as one bond over here, just there is a formation of one transition state. Okay, and then this bond again shifts over here. So after that you are getting one transition state. Okay, and then this bond shifts, and meanwhile there is a shifting of this bond and this bond. So you will generate one anti-product which is your major product. Remember, C phase of an aldehyde will give you major product whenever it is treated with the allyl metal borons. Okay, then moving on to next. Again, if you are taking the allyl metal borons and then in allyl borons, sorry, it's not metal, it is allyl borons, boron will act as a metal. Okay, so again if you are doing with the rephase is your clockwise direction of your aldehyde compound. So whenever there is a clockwise direction of your aldehyde compound, what happens here, same process of attacking. Okay, this goes and attacks over here, this goes over here, and then this bond shifts over here, resulting you in this transition state 2. Okay, after that what happens, this shifts and then this again shifts and then this bond shifts. There is a cleavage of this moiety, the whole moiety of this boron will get cleaved out, resulting you in the this, when it becomes when this will shift, at that time what happens, there is a generation of one negative charge, O minus, right? With the abstraction of one of the proton, there is a generation of your OH, that is your syn product, minor product. Okay, so moving on to next, if you will do the if in the transition state 2 there is 1,3 diaxial interactions also. So if you will see here, we are telling which transition state is favored and which transition is unfavored. Okay, so if you will take the borons, allyl borons, and then if you are treating with the C phase, okay, C phase, at that time what happens, anti-clockwise direction of this. So this bond will go and attack to the boron atom, this bond shifts, again this comes over here, resulting you in this transition state, favored transition state. Again if you will show the arrow marks like this shifts, again this will shift and then this will shift, you will get back this molecule. Well, that is similar to the syn product, which is your major, sorry, it is syn product is your major, which is your trans product. Okay, this is your trans product. And then moving on to next slide. If you are taking again the Z allyl boron and then if you are treating it with the rephase of an aldehyde, at that time what happens, there is a generation of one transition state unfavored. Okay, this bond shifts over here, it goes and attacks, this bond again shifts, there is a shifting of this bond, this alkene bond of your allyl atom will go and attack to the carbonyl compound, and there is a cleavage of your boron moiety, resulting you in the anti-product, which is your minor product. The conclusion of this is, remember, after studying all of the reaction, remember these points carefully. Whenever there is the E allyl boron with the C aldehydic phase, okay, then then you will generate the anti-product, which is your minor. E for E allyl boron, okay, E allyl boron, C aldehyde, that time you will generate the anti-product and that is your major product. If the E-allyl boron with the realdehydic phase, at that time what happens? Syn will be your minor product, okay? And then if Z-allyl boron with the C-aldehydic phase, again syn will be your product with the major product, okay? Syn major product. And then Z-allyl boron with the realdehydic phase, it is the anti, which is your minor. Remember just the major product so that it will be easy. Just write it as an E-allyl boron and Z-allyl boron and write C, okay? And then C-aldehydic phase you write, and then you write anti and syn, AS, remember AS, and then write major, okay, so that it will be easy to remember. Then again you can manage with this, opposite of that you can write it, okay. So in the next slide, so here what we are going to study is optically active tartaric esters. If we are taking the esters of an allylic boronic compounds, allyl boronic acids, at that time what happens? And there is a generation of two phases. Because of the two phases, that is the homotopic in nature, and it induces the symmetry in the compounds. At that time again there is a generation of one transition state, okay. So what happens here is this again goes and attacks over, first this comes, attacks over here, this goes and attacks to the boron compound, and there is a generation of one transition state, okay. So this bond shifts over here, again this double bond shifts, this bond shifts, and there is a cleavage of this whole moiety. Whenever there is a cleavage of this moiety, and then there is a next step is there is a protonation. When this oxygen will have the negative charge, obviously this will abstract the proton to gain you as an alcohol. So you are getting an homoallyl alcohol, which is you are having the 71 to 87% of your enantiomeric excess as your product of your homoallylic alcohols, okay. Thank you. If you have any doubts, you can ask me in the comment box. Like and subscribe the channel.